What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the current data points, what's been coming out about the company itself, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So today it had a nice close to the day, closed about 2.68%. After hours is dropping a little bit, but then again, tomorrow the market is closed for Thanksgiving. So for all the Americans that are watching, happy early Thanksgiving. But SoFi definitely was saved solely by Anthony Noto. So yesterday there was a Form 4 that was submitted showing that he did buy more. So basically last week he did buy some shares. This week he bought another 22,000 or 22,500. Transaction code P, meaning using his own money. So time and time again, Anthony has saved the SoFi ultimately. You can kind of characterize that because there has been no news whatsoever from SoFi in specific. Of course, the Fed meeting minutes did come out a lot more optimistic than what a lot of people were interpreting. So of course there was a little bit more of a rebound associated to that, but in reality, SoFi has one of the best CEOs because last week when both Chris and Anthony bought, that did save SoFi, so the sentiment did boost, but of course that only lasts for so long, right? So when it comes down to it, the broader market kind of started to sink back into SoFi and cause it to go down. And then once again, Anthony comes in just to save the day, throwing some money at the company, showing that he does believe in it, and obviously here we are. So very strong end to the day. When it comes to it, there has been no new recent news in general, so no speculation about that, and no new analyst ratings. So the last analyst rating did come out yesterday, which obviously had some influence on the stock price as well, or a couple days back. But Compass Point did give a sell rating, $4 price target, and Giuliano, or whatever his name is, does have a 44% success rating. So once again, letting you know about that. So moving on from here though, starting off with options. So $4.43 million in calls being purchased versus 1.35 million in puts. So a lot of optimism. I've been saying this for a while now, time and time again, that I think a lot of people are starting to realize that SoFi is having phenomenal earnings. Of course, there might be some short-term negative headwinds, but overall, SoFi is kicking ass. So as I did share with you, this is why I did buy a couple days back, $6.71. I'm very happy with that. And this is one of the very few stocks I actually do average up. Very rarely. I don't know, something psychological, I just don't like to average up. But in SoFi's case, like, this is a steal of a deal at these prices. My own opinion, of course, not a financial advisor. When it comes down to some of the calls though, it is anticipated for it to close above $7 by the end of next week. So of course that's fairly good, a lot of optimism. Keep in mind tomorrow is closed and then Friday is a half a day. So if you are looking at the November 24th expiry dates, just keep in mind that it's kind of a shorter week. Looking at puts though, it is anticipated for it to be sub $5.50. So kind of extreme when it comes down to that. These are some of the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000 and some fairly big ones. So 4.63 million, 1.57 million. So overall, big money is still interested in SoFi. When it comes down to the overall volume though, so 36.44 million shares was traded today, 45.8 is the average. And I feel like a lot of just institutions that typically short just took the day off, and actually probably took the last couple days off, because a lot of stocks I've been looking at, shorts haven't really been doing too much. So I'll give you a quick overview of that. And as I've said, and I will continue to say every single video, I'm just bringing this up as a benchmark. I do not see this as a squeeze play at all. But shorts did increase around 82,000 shares, which is a complete drop in the bucket. So like I said, a lot of the bigger players probably just took the week off, didn't really do anything, which kind of understandable. But 13.8% of the free float is being shorted, 123.51 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 1.05%. So like I said, based on all the fundamentals here, it's just not a squeeze play by any means. It's good to kind of look at for a benchmark, but through the interactive broker short availability, there's more than 10 million shares available to be shorted. And plus, cost to borrow being so cheap, these are annual rates as well. So if someone really wanted to double down and increase their position on SoFi, it's kind of cheap to do so. So once again, I see this all as very bullish information, as is this. So with options. So moving on to technicals. So right now with it closing at $6.90, actually I don't think this did up fresh. Okay, so $6.90. So it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So it was able to successfully get over that resistance point of $6.87. So at least going into, I guess, Friday now for the half of the day, a little bit more positive on the technicals. But the next big resistance point to watch for is $7.65. So once again, just kind of be aware that looking at this, number of retail investors oddly have been getting out today and kind of constant since November the 15th. Stochastic is at 10, so it is considered very oversold, but you do see a starting point of a deviation, so black line above the red. So there is some bullishness that does want to come out. So at least going into Friday and then obviously the rest of the week, the technicals are looking very much primed and ready for another breakout, and then as well as options and shorts as well. So you never know, if Anthony comes out and buys some more, this definitely could go up very, very fast. So let me know your thoughts on SoFi. Give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying, selling, holding? What have you been doing with SoFi? Oddly enough, I do see a lot of people very negative on SoFi, saying that it is going to go back down to the 5s and many other things like that. I don't really understand why. Obviously, there's some issues about their loans from what I've been able to read a little bit deeper into, but nothing substantial that would really cause someone to go out and sell SoFi or whatever else. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And as I said, for all the Americans that are watching, happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you on Friday.